Does anyone recognize this place? No? This is one of my favorite places here in Qatar. And I'll tell you that the sunset there is very beautiful. Yes, that's Umbab Beach. Speaking about the beach, just imagine standing on it, the wave crossing your feet, the wind blowing your hair, and the sun slipping through your fingers. It feels ordinary, right? But actually, hidden on those grains are the stories from million years ago. So yes, that's the story about the ancient forests that thrive, about the ocean that vanished, and about some catastrophic event that nearly wiped all of the life in our planet. Every rock is a storyteller. Yes, you hear right? So beneath our feet lies some rock layer that actually it contains the story about the evolution of our planet, about the up and down of the life itself in the earth. Do you think there is any invisible thread from there? Well, it might be. It's hidden there, it's buried in the deep time. It's unseen, but actually it's continue to reshaping our life, our world that we are living today. I'm a geoscientist. To me, rocks are not silent. They whisper stories, waiting for us to decode. Just imagine bringing some rock record into the laboratory where we can extract some data from it. Take this one as example, the carbon isotope chart data. So this one, it tells us about the carbon condition from million years ago. And if we can read it right, yes, it's like Earth written diaries, written in invisible ink. And if we can read it properly, it tells us about the ancient ecosystem, about the past climate. As we know, Earth had experienced this big 5 mass extinction event in the history. And our chart that comes from previous slide, it can tell us, it can give us the clue about what happened back there. So when we see like some sudden spike, it's like the heartbeat that suddenly gone wild. Well, it tells us that there was a massive carbon disruption where so massive carbon were released into our atmosphere back there. And yes, that was linked to the one of the biggest mass extinction event in the history, coming from 250 million years ago, when almost 90% of life vanished from our planet. Do you have any idea what was the trigger of that event? If you think that was caused by something outside our planet, let's say asteroid, well, that's not the case of this one. So what was the cause? Any idea? So, what was the cause? It was caused by something coming inside from our planet itself, something invisible, gases. So million years ago, this massive volcanic eruption that happened all around the continent, it released carbon dioxide, it released methane, it released mercury into our atmosphere. It thickened the atmosphere, it heated the planet, it poisoned the ocean, and it's also raised the wildfire that happened all across the continent. And these gases were mostly carbon. It's silent, tasteless, colorless, odorless. It triggered the collapse of nearly every ecosystem back then. Well, some of you might say, but that's happened already million years ago. And even now, Earth already much, much calmer without any threat from the volcanic eruption. Yes, you're right, but let me tell you, there is this one thing, the one invisible threat that connect, that once this thread, once it broke the extinction back there, this one is also we are facing every day by our human activities, burning fossil fuel. Actually, we release the same carbon into our atmosphere. So yes, basically we did what that volcanic massive eruption done there, or even more, even worse. In the worst scenario, by the years of 2300, up to 60% species will extinct globally because of this dramatic climatic change, dramatic global warming. And this number is equivalent to our previous mass extinction even. So the question now is, are we going to start this sixth extinction? Because invisible doesn't mean irrelevant. Just like invisible virus changed our life during the COVID time, these invisible gases, actually, it's already changed our life, our food security, our climate, and even our future itself. Some of you might say, but Earth already recovered from that catastrophic event. Yes, it's true, but that recovery, it took millions of years. And our humanity, it doesn't have that luxury of time. So as a scientist and as a mother, I often wonder, what kind of story will our rock tell in the future? Will it tell the moment of collapse? Or will it tell a turning point? When finally our humanity learned to recognize this invisible threat, learn about it, and change a different path. Because invisible doesn't mean powerless. Just because it's invisible, it's unseen, but actually it's already bind us through our generation, our ecosystem, and our time itself. But if we can learn to pay attention to this invisible threat, we can rewrite our future before it's too late. And today, we are not helpless. We are not powerless. Several actions already taking place all over the Earth to heal our planet. Scientists, they develop carbon capture and storage technology, basically to keep the carbon underground so it will not reach the air. Countries, they're creating carbon offset market, turning the emission into the accountability. And policymakers enforcing the limit on industrial carbon, guided by some industrial agreement internationally, like Paris Agreement, so to keep the global warming below 1.5 degrees Celsius. So this is showing us that we still have power. We always have power to decide. And even now, more renewable energy, more alternative energies are also available. So yes, this invisible threat, once it may brought extinction, but today, it can bring restoration. And the next chapter is ours to write. To many more beautiful sunsets together, thank you.